Notice in row 1, stitch number 29, 30, and 31 are satin stitches, kind of a narrow, medium, and wide. So you don't actually have to guess what the stitch length needs to be. Let's go ahead and pick the stitch and I'll show you how to use the built-in satin stitch. Let's start with stitch number 30. We're already in row 1. So stitch 30 is going to bring up the stitch. It's going to recommend stabilizer and look, foot B. So let's compare foot B and A together. So what we have is this is your regular A foot. Notice it just has a basic opening and a slight bevel behind where the needle and stitch will go. And then on foot B, it's completely cut out. So that means there's room for the decorative stitch, the satin stitch, all the stitches that are really heavy so they don't get hung up on the foot. So always make sure you're working with the foot that the machine recommends. You'll start off with some locking stitches, and then the nice thing about this zigzag or satin stitch is it isn't a zigzag. It's actually going to come across and then come down, across and down. And a regular zigzag is always coming diagonally at some part. So you actually get a prettier satin stitch. Now your machine doesn't know what thickness of thread that you're working with. So if you need to, adjust your stitch length just a little bit closer together to get a more solid look. Now once you have the look that you want, you can go ahead and make it bigger or wider. Oh, I'm making it longer. Here we go. There we go. Bigger, wider. And change it to get it exactly the way you want it as you go. Now if I get all the way down to 0 width, I get a straight stitch. All right, let's take a look and see what we have. So what we have, this is where I was making it longer, realizing I wasn't pushing the right button. So I made it closer together and then I started to narrow it so it almost can create a taper. See the difference? This is such a prettier satin stitch than this. So always work on getting the settings perfect for your thread you've selected.